What up, traders? What up, investors? Ken here from Dyslexic Investor, and whoop, whoop, whoop. All aboard the hype train, aka NNDM has been a rocket ship. This is could be a short squeeze, whatever you want to call it. It's been a very large FOMO momentum swing higher. People usually associate that with a short squeeze. I don't think the short interest was that great, that substantial, but I think there was a lot of momentum for it to catalyst to go higher. Again, this thing has been kind of steaming and brewing for some time. Once we kind of look at the chart, we'll look at some options, and we'll look at potentially what some price targets, some potential moves that we could see in the stock. So with that being said, let's just go ahead and just jump right into it. Before we do that, I want to talk about two things. Okay, two affiliate links I wanted to kind of just tell you about if you want to support the channel. If you don't want to hear it, just jump ahead about 30 seconds. First one is the Amazon Books affiliate link, where that helps look at the books that I'm reading about charting, options, all kind of stuff about the stocks. And the second one is about Tastyworks. Tastyworks is the platform that I use for trading options, stock, and hopefully crypto soon. We'll see how that works out. But that is also an affiliate link down below. If you open up an account of $2,000 or more, you get a chance, or not a chance, you got to choose between 10 options or 100 shares of a stock. And that's a pretty fantastic scenario with that. Anyways, that being said, let's just go ahead and just dive right in here to NNDM here. Looking here, it's in the options tree. Very large bets. A lot of people, large play coming out here in February. Someone buying quite a bit of the $10 calls. Again, those are going to be in the money. The stock is currently trading around $13.85 that we're currently looking at. Again, this bet is basically within the $817,000 bet. That's pretty steep price there, without a doubt. With that being said, with the short squeeze or momentum that we're looking at here, we talk about this multiple times via the live stream, and really just being the catalyst of, hey, ARK has been buying this way back when it was like $3 to $2, and people kind of meandered about it, talked about it a little bit, really didn't kind of give it a stipulation. So you're probably like, hey, Ken, what the WTF is NNDM? And so NNDM is basically a company that is based in Israel that makes these a little bit larger than like a refrigerator sized refrigerator, like those really nicer refrigerators with like the French doors and things like that. Those kind of refrigerators. They don't make the refrigerators. The thing they make is a 3D printing circuit board. So they basically use their technology of 3D printing, but instead of just making a little trinket like, I don't know, this little Papa Bear here that my daughter gave me, they're making boards. They're making circuit boards. They're making circuitry. So with the ink that comes out of the thimble, whatever they want to call it, I don't know any of these technical terms, they're able to make very complex circuit boards in a very efficient time, and they can do multiple layers on top of it, which really allows it to really have an edge over the competitors. And they have multiple patents regarding about their the inkjet itself, the plasma or the circuitry, electronic paste that comes out of the thimble, and of course their overall manufacturing of that. They have done multiple stock offerings over the last months or so, with that raising a lot of capital. So what the capital they're going to be talking about and doing with is further research and development, and really with the pandemic really slowing down sales, they're taking, the time and the money that they gained from this multiple stock offerings and putting it into work in further research, development, and things like that, rather than just putting it into a sales team to go out and sell, because most laboratories as of right now are not really fully functioning or fully open to be able to purchase these machines. Because again, this is not something that you can buy and bring into your house. This is not a crazy complex, but as a complex system what they usually within a laboratory kind of setup. It's not just something at home. This is not like one of those little plastic ones like you see that most folks have, like a little 3D printing machine that kind of just goes back and forth and prints out those little trinkets like we talked about. This is again a complex. This is used within defenses. This is used within technology, and really a lot of development for companies to prototype certain anything really, because again, a 3D printer allows you to really jump into any kind of industry, allows you to really kind of whatever you have in your head, you can make it via the CAV file or whatever kind of file system that they use. So, with that being said, kind of giving the summary behind that, this has been a very consistently moving stock here. Again, we had that little bit of a hype here back in like October, came right back down, slammed really hard between the 21 and 34 EMA, then continued to kind of grind up here. Very fast momentum stock. It was kind of trading somewhat sideways for the little bit, but as you can see, it was holding the 5 and 8 moving averages. So that was entailing of a larger catalyst in the continuous movement beyond that. With that being said, we can see this potentially still trending higher. Of course, with a lot more volume coming in here, as you can see in the blue handles or blue bars down there, we are getting a little bit elevated. So to kind of keep some note of things, like when we start getting, we look at here from the percentage standpoint, from the 8 EMA to the top here, we start getting pretty far away from the 8 EMA, around 25%. That doesn't mean the pullback is going to happen, but it is potentially likely. So with that being said, the momentum can continue because, again, the momentum is at a very steep incline because we're not even coming back down to the daily chart and really testing the 5 EMA. So if you're a day trader or scalper, you're really looking at that 5 EMA, maybe even like the 3 EMA on the daily chart to kind of see a potential bounce here. Because you can see here, it has bounced off the 8 EMA a couple of times. But again, if you've watched the channel for more than 5 minutes, you know that we like that 21 EMA. So if it does pull back, the parabolic SAR dots around 10, 80, but that 21 EMA falls in right exactly at what? $10, okay? So $10 we are elevated quite a bit from this 21 EMA here. We are elevated, as of right now, 27%. We were at 30%. So that's a pretty steep movement from that. Not saying this can't continue to run, but you have to be very cautious. This thing has been very hot. This is like a kennel that's been sitting on the stovetop. It's been brewing for a little bit. And then someone walked by and hit their fat butt against the switch, and they turned it up to 10, and this thing is ready to rock and roll. At the same time, potentially boiling over. By boiling over means that we could get a pullback because a lot of those weak hands and not diamond hands, as we've seen here, could jump in here and just try to do a quick day trade. You get those scalpers, you get a lot of activity, because again, when stock moves like this, it raises a lot of eyebrows, it gets a lot of eyeballs on it, and this is pretty ripe for some scalping as of right now, from my honest opinion. We are seeing it come up here a little bit here to the high band of the RSI. Volume zone oscillator is also quite elevated here. So again, that doesn't mean it's going to come crashing down. A pullback even back to 1150 would be just completely natural in that sense. But it also is natural. We have a fib number around $16 to potentially even hit that and then maybe get that pullback coming through. So with these very fast momentum stocks, you have to be very mindful that there are basically somewhat defying gravity, but a stock can only defy gravity for so long until the human emotions of profit, greed kind of come in, and then you potentially get a pullback. With that being said, the pullback zones that we're looking for initially is, again, the stronger pullback would be around to that $10 range. I know that seems insane, but that is, again, 30% downtick with these very fast, high growth stocks. That's completely within the cards. With some longer dated targets, we're looking for basically that 1650 or 1686 to be precise, in even up to 20 to 22. There are some Fibonacci numbers kind of coming in here. Looking at this at a longer term time frame, I know this seems insane here. On a weekly chart, this stock was used to be $38 and has now kind of come back from the depths. Again, this was a 50-cent stock during the pandemic of last year, on the low part of that. Again, with some stipulations, we are seeing, again, a previous support level here around 1367. Guess where we're at? We're around 1377. So that's in that previous range that we've seen them break out here. And then from that level, we're going to be looking back to that again. Longer term targets around $20. So be very mindful of this. This thing definitely could run. It could be acquired. Whatever reasons could come out for this. But this is a very hot stock, and be very careful to its touch. With that being said, we're highlighting a couple of these large trades going out here for the old February timeframes. You're seeing a lot of activity, especially in the February timeframe, coming in around that $15 to $10 calls. You can see the amount of volume, and those are healthily up 50%. Even the longer did, the longer strikes down here is up 75%. So I'm a little bit cautious on this. I know we talked about this on the live stream last night. This thing is potentially could get a pullback. Just be ready for it. ARK has talked about it. They're definitely going to be talking about it on their weekly commentary email coming out this Friday or Saturday morning, and we'll highlight it that as well when we talk about that on what their comments are on the video this weekend. So that being said, be careful out there. Be mindful of that. Just want to give the fair warning again. I'm still in the stock. I own leaps on this and then some calls in May and a little bit of stock, but I do believe in the company. I think it's a fantastic technology, but that's just my opinion on it. But a pullback can happen at any time. Just be ready for it. Again, it's the market, right? Anyways, that being said, thank you for stopping by and checking out the channel. Again, definitely check out those 2 affiliate links. And before I forget, come join the Discord, completely free, fantastic, always fun there. Always some great folks sharing ideas and other various components. That being said, please be safe, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.